Hey everyone. So it seems that even though we're about a month, a month away from it, not a month away, but we're going to be a month, after the whole election has been decided. It seems that some people still can't keep their mouth out of the foot. And Sunny Hostin, on The View, along with Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Bear, not Joy Bear, but yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Bear, and a few others. Sunny Hostin just seems not to be able to keep her mouth out of her foot because ever since Trump and Vance won, it seems that every opportunity she gets is just going to go off and just I don't know what word you could use, but basically go off and just insinuate that what happened was not the right outcome and that this country let itself down and stuff like that. Well, finally, karma caught up with her. Because recently on The View, and a lot of people have been talking about this, recently on The View, Sunny Hostin was given a legal notice. That's right. On The View, nothing edited out or stuff like that. But on The View, when they went to commercial and came back from commercial break or something like that, Whoopi Goldberg was given a legal notice from the people upstairs at ABC, at least the ones in charge of The View. They gave her a legal notice to give to Sunny Hostin. And Sunny Hostin got the legal notice and basically, right there on air, had to correct what she had said about the original choice for the, I guess you could say, what is the district attorney or whatever it was that Trump had nominated Mark Gertz, or Gartz, if you will, for. She had to basically apologize on air for what she said. Basically she was reprimanded. She was corrected, and by having to read this legal statement, not only did she, I guess you could say in her own unique way, have to apologize for what she said, but she basically was, I guess you could say, humbled. She was humbled in front of everybody. And obviously you could tell she was not happy about that because it's like, again, for the past few weeks since the election ended and all these other parts of the election have come and gone, it seems that she could never keep her mouth out of her foot. Well, finally, she was put in her place in the eyes of a lot of folks. She was finally told on air, hey, Sunny, keep your thoughts to yourself. You're getting us in trouble. And this tells me right now that Sunny Hostin is not going to last long on The View much longer. She's not. She might have been a staple, or she might have been, and currently is a staple long-term for the show, but it definitely feels like her tenure on that show is coming to an end. It is coming to an end, and this, to me, right here, this moment, is that first step, unfortunately. But maybe she'll learn from it. Maybe she'll realize, hey, I got embarrassed, humiliated in front of the world, in front of millions watching on national TV. I got to, you know what? I'll just keep my thoughts to myself, and I'll just roll with the punches. I'll just say things like, look, you have a right to your opinion, but I have to disagree with it, and that's all I'm going to say. That's all I got a feeling that to save her job, that might be what she does. If somebody says something positive about Trump and Vance and what they're going to be doing, and her feelings towards the whole situation, she could be like, look, you have a right to your opinion, that's cool. I'm just going to disagree with it, and that's all I'm going to say, because if I say any more, I'm going to get us in trouble, and I don't want to do that. So that's probably what she'll do. She'll probably be like, I disagree with you, but that's all I'm going to say. Because here she had to eat a bit of humble pie. I wouldn't say a bit, I would say a massive piece of humble pie. And you know what? I've got a feeling she's not going to be the only one that has to do this. There's going to be a lot of networks out there, like the NBC family of networks, which is spinning off MSNBC and Bravo and all the other ones, into their own little corner, their own little section to be run and overlooked by other people. And whether or not these new people that overlook them are like, hey, you can continue doing what you want, or they're like, you know what, Rachel Maddow, or Rachel Maddow, you know what, Rachel, you and Joy Ried, we don't want you here anymore because you don't know how to be unbiased. So, bye-bye. We don't know, that might be what happens to them. We don't know. They might stay on, but just probably be told, hey, whatever you say here on the show, we want you to begin the show by saying, these are my opinions. You can agree with them or not. It's up to you. That's all they have. That's probably what they'd be told if they stay on. They'll probably be told by the new people, whoever runs it, hey, before you start the show, Rachel, before you start the show, Joy, tell these people that what you're about to say is of your opinions, and they don't represent the views of the MSNBC network. These are your views, your opinions, and if people agree with them, that's great. If not, that's fine too. That's probably what they'll be told. That's probably what they'll be told to say before they begin talking about their thoughts on a lot of things, political or not. Or again, they might be shown the door and replaced with something else. We don't know. But it's getting to a point now where the networks, they know that the people that are going to be in charge now in Washington, they're not going to take the BS any longer. A lot of them are like, you know what? We had our fun. Now it's time to get serious. We have to now basically change our ways, at least temporarily, so that we don't get in trouble with the new people in charge. And obviously that's what we're seeing now. I mean, even the YT that you're watching this on, the YT is changing a bit. They're starting to realize, oh, there's a new sheriff in town or coming back to town, and they're bringing in a team, which one of them is going to be the new head of the FCC, and they're going to look into what's been going on. We need to change our ways. We need to be more like, hey, you want to talk about that? You want to be recommended Clownfish TV? Because apparently Clownfish TV, which is one of the channels I'm subscribed to, has been, not been recommended or suggested by, the YT to people that are not subscribed to them, yet. And now all of a sudden after the election they are, and more so since the new person being put in charge of the FCC, and basically being told by Trump, hey, you're going to be running it. It said, hey, we're going to look into this, we're going to look into that. Now all of a sudden, places like the YT and other outlets that were against, Trump and his team, or anybody aligned with him, a lot of them are like, you know what, we don't want trouble. We'll do things we don't want to really do. We'll open certain gates. We'll open certain doors. We may not like it, but hey, if it's going to keep us, out of trouble, it's going to, basically allow us to, still do our thing, even though we're going to have to let things, slide that we may not want to slide. So be it. You can definitely see that change is happening. And some people may not like it, but it's for the better. It is for the better because basically what's going on here is you're having a lot of these outlets and you're having a lot of these people that were not happy with the election, that are hoping and praying that down the line, hey, can we get a recount? See if maybe Kamala won and all that. It's like these people are now being hit with a massive dose of reality that there ain't going to be no recount. Basically everything that they thought they had control of is pretty much out the door, no matter how long you take to count votes and everything in your state and your county and whatever. Pretty much they've been hit with a dose of reality that this is the norm, at least for the House, at least for certain portions of the House and the Senate for the next 2 years, and for a majority of the 4 years. They've been hit with a dose of reality. And that biggest dose of reality is if you want people to side with you, you need to be authentically real. You need to be real to the very, very tip, if you know what I mean. Basically, you need to be so authentically real that you won't believe what you're saying is real, but it is. So basically, that's what we see going on right now with Sunny Hostin having to read this legal note, given to her on a live edition of The View this past week, and basically in front of the world in front of millions of viewers, live and on demand and clip-wise, being given a massive, massive piece of humble pie to eat because of, her not keeping her thoughts to herself. You got the spinning off and potential sale and spin off of the MSNBC network and other networks under the NBC Universal banner into their own section, to where either Rachel Maddow or Joy Ried may or may not be around afterwards, or if they are, they might be told, hey, tell people that what you're going to say is your opinion. It doesn't represent the views of MSNBC. And if people agree with your opinions, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. If they stay, they might have to say stuff like that. And also you got outlets like the YT and other social media platforms and video uploading and audio uploading platforms that are now kind of like, leaning back, kind of not leaning back, but kind of loosening up the tight grip on certain things, allowing certain videos, and podcasts to be recommended to non-subscribers and followers, and all because of the fact that they see what's happening, they see what's going to be going on, and they don't want trouble. They don't want to be like, you know what? We're going to keep doing our thing, and we don't care what this new administration says, and all of a sudden the new administration, along with the guy that's in charge of the FCC, is like, no, you ain't pulling that crap anymore. So obviously they're doing what they can to get, to basically say, hey, look, we're cleaning up our act. We're cleaning up our act, guys. Look at us. We're for the people. And I've got a feeling that they're gonna, basically keep slowly opening doors and doing and allowing things they haven't truly allowed in the past to be, allowed now, if not recommended further to non-followers and subscribers and so on, because again, they don't want to get in trouble. But you're starting to see that change already. You're starting to see that change already. And I think that change is also due to the fact that they fear what people have been basically exaggerating to them about the new administration, about Trump and all that. It's going to become a reality when it won't. So I think that's the other reason why they're doing it. But yeah, the change is already being made clear as day, and visually you're seeing people like Sunny Hostin and live and in living color in front of the world being forced to eat a massive piece of humble pie. You're seeing the future of people like Rachel Maddow and Joy Ried of MSNBC being up in the air because they don't know what the new people in charge of the new spin-off network's going to do about them, whether they'll let them stay, but tell them, hey, say this before you start your show so that people understand that this is your opinion and it's not the opinions of the network and so on. Or they may have to say, adios, we'll start our own YouTube channels or podcast. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, you can definitely feel that the change is happening. It's, it's slow, but it's quick. And definitely you're feeling the ripple effects already, like I said, through all these things that have gone on. And it's just going to keep going. Whether people like it or not, it's going to keep going. And they're going to have to realize that, the future right now is about realness, about authenticness. And whether you want to agree with that or follow that or not, that's what it is. It's not about any of the left-wing agendas and theories and speculations. It's not about the wokeness. It's not about the SJWs. It's not about the council cultures anymore. It's about being real and authentic, and that's it. And that's pretty much it. And basically, to keep those noses clean and keep themselves out of trouble, you're seeing these outlets, like I mentioned, like the YT and other places, basically slowly changing their tune, making more recommendations, basically, opening doors that they thought they'd be closing, but now they got to open again. They're allowing things to happen. And again, like I said, you're seeing people like Sunny Hostin, being forced to eat a massive piece of humble pie. You're seeing the futures of MSNBC and their anchors and the journalists and their contributors up in the air because they don't know what's going to happen. You got a lot of this going down. And believe it or not, whether you agree with it or not, it's probably going to be for the better because, again, we are now in an era, we are now in a generation of authenticness and realism. If you want people to support you politically, no matter what party you represent, You have to be authentic and you have to be real. And that's about it. But let me know what your thoughts are on all these things that I've mentioned. What are your thoughts on Sunny Hostin having to eat a massive piece of humble pie live on the air? What do you think the future has for MSNBC and all the other networks spun off into their own section of the world of NBC Universal and under new leadership? What do you think is going to be the future for Rachel Maddow, Joy Ried? What do you think the future will be? What do you think is going to happen there? Do you think they'll stay on, be told, hey, tell people before you start, this is your opinions, doesn't represent the network and all that? Do you think that's going to happen? Or do you think they're going to be let go and have to maybe start their own channels on the YT or elsewhere? And also, let me know what your thoughts are on the YT and outlets like it, from a video and audio podcasting, uploading perspective, changing a little bit, opening doors that they thought they had shut to allow certain things to be shown, as well as recommending channels and podcasts that normally could only be recommended to subscribers and all that, now being recommended to non-subscribers and followers. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on all this. Comment down below, like the video, ring the bell for notifications, subscribe to the channel, check out my Teespring store, links in the description at the bottom, as well as click on the links to where you can find my content elsewhere. But until next time, guys, let me know what your thoughts are, and until then, I am out.